I'll be there when you're down, when you're losing your crown, till the afterglow, the afterglow. Fading away, you look so great when you gotta shine. One more part of you is gone now, as you keep smiling at the crowd. Pressure is your best enemy, spotlights show what I wanna see. Sometimes it feels like you're under attack, you just can't break free. I'll be there when you're down, when you're losing your crown, till the afterglow, the afterglow. I'll be there when you fall, when you're losing it all, in the afterglow, in the afterglow. Whoa! It all started with the passion, it all sounded like a dream. Remember how you kept on laughing, now you're trapped in your own skin. The anxiety growing.
We are 6 days removed from Money in the Bank, about 3 weeks away from SummerSlam. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chris Best. This is the Smackdown Security Detail. Getting it all started off right here. We are there in Worcester, Massachusetts tonight. And just waiting to see who... Oh, we got Cody Rhodes making his way into the arena right now. And the new tag team champions, DIY, having won the tag titles last week, will defend their tag titles against the team they beat, A-Town Down Under. And right now, we've got the 2024 Women's Money in the Bank winner making her way to the ring, that being Tiffany Stratton. Won the Money in the Bank, and what was a fantastic outing for her last Saturday night in Toronto. Okay, so as Tiffany was about to lay her claim to either one of the women's championships, Bayley makes her appearance felt right now. Good evening, Mr. Parrish. How is it going? I've got Smackdown on, got Tiffany Stratton and Bayley in the ring right now. And as Bayley makes a promise that Tiffany will fail on her cash in if she tries to cash in on Bayley, Nia Jax now makes her way to the ring. And of course, we got ourselves a 2-on-1 assault between Nia and Tiffany on Bayley. And Michin making the save. Michin's got a match later on tonight against Nia Jax. Yeah, so tell me, guys in the audience out there, what matches are you looking forward to tonight? All right, we're back to action, and it looks like, from what I'm seeing, I see Nia Jax standing in the ring and Michin on the opposite side. So I guess that's going to be our opening match tonight. Taking a look at last Saturday's Money in the Bank action right now. Bell sounds and we are on our way. We also just had a backstage interaction with Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Couldn't quite catch what was said though during that promo. But right now, Nia Jax is just beating the snot out of Michin with that headbutt there. Michin doing everything in her power right now to take down the big woman in Nia Jax. Got a side headlock on her, but Nia just keeps powering out. Nia trying to tried to go for an early cover there, but only got a 1 count on this one. Nia trying to humiliate Michin by rubbing her butt after attempting in a stink face type maneuver. Nia is just destroying Michin right now. But she's keeping her eye on Bayley at the same time. Michin trying to mount a comeback on her own on the outside here. And while we're on another commercial break here, I am going to showcase some of the things we've got going on at Turnbuckle Studio, specifically our Redbubble, Carl Carafel Redbubble store. Or give me 1 second here. I'm going to switch brands here while we're live.
The official Turnbuckle Studio shop is open. Official merchandise from all the favorite shows, plus merchandise you can only find here. Stuff from Turnbuckle Studios. Carl Carafel unboxes. The Boar's Nest with Bubba Duke. Miscellaneous products that you can only find here. Beats and beatdowns. And Turnbuckle Talk. Find all this merchandise exclusively at carlcarafel.redbubble.com.
All right, you can find all that stuff and more at carlcarafel.redbubble.com. And you know what? While you're at it, leave a like, leave a subscribe to our channel here at Turnbuckle Studios. And while you're at it, check out all the other shows we've got going on here. All right, we are back to the action here. Both women down on the mat right now. Got Tiffany Stratton, though, chanting, cheering for Nia Jax, while Bailey is obviously cheering for Michin. Nia looking for that big elbow once again, though. Trying to take her down with those couple of drop kicks there. Full head scissor takeover from Nia Jax there, or I mean, from Michin. Nia kicking out after only a 2 count. What a fantastic opening match this has been. We're only 25 minutes in, too. We got about another hour and a half left of action still to go. And now Bailey taking down Tiffany after Tiffany had thrown in the kendo stick there. Nia getting taken down by a tornado DDT, but the referee only gets a 2 count on that pinfall. Nia catching Michin with that Samoan drop. Now she's looking for the Annihilator, a.k.a. the Bonsai drop. And that's going to do it. Nia Jax takes the win on this one. Well, now Bailey going after Nia. And Tiffany going after Bailey. Devastating leg drop from Nia Jax there. We got ourselves a run-in from one Chris Parrish. How's it going, brother?
Not bad. I figured you've done enough streams by yourself this week.
Yeah. Tiffany's teasing a cash in right now.
Yeah.
And Nia put a stop to that. That was actually interesting. It just furthers my belief that I believe that Tiffany's going to be the one cashing in on Nia.
Now she doesn't even have to cash in on the SmackDown. So,
No, because in her promo tonight, she mentioned Roxanne, she mentioned Bailey, and she mentioned Liv. She can cash in on either one of the three women.
mhm. I was wondering when we're going to get Baron Corbin.
Well, we had him last week, just doing a backstage segment, but now we're getting him in a tag match with Apollo Crews. As he takes on Angel and Berto, and I'm not really sure I get Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews being a tag team.
It's really great that my one computer just says now is the time to run updates, not when I said yesterday to do it in 48 hours.
Yeah, that was the same thing with my computer. 15 minutes before coming into the show, my computer's like, nope, we're going to do a restart. Thank God I had already built the room by that point. So it said on the report for SmackDown tonight that Solo is having his own celebration thing. Do we see him officially challenge Cody tonight to a match for the title?
Now, I had this on mute as I was conducting a little bit of business on there. As we had Pete Leeds coming in saying, "Hey, y'all.
How's
How's
it
it
going,
going,
Leeds?
Pete Leeds?" But if he didn't specify anything there in that promo, I would presume that he could be saying something more specific in the ring later tonight.
Yeah, that promo was more about like a promotion for the Bloodlines and how he made it more savage than what Roman made it.
Now, I'm going to say this, and a lot of people might be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Now, whoa. See what I did there? But if Cody and Solo were to have the championship match at SummerSlam, I'd be okay if they pulled the trigger on Solo.
I think I'd be okay with that too, because you'd have to pull the trigger on him soon.
Especially if the rumors are correct, and the rumors do indicate that we might see a tribal chief sized return at SummerSlam.
I literally just watched the last time he made a tribal chief size return at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
And that was on Bray Wyatt.
Yep.
After Bray beat Braun Strowman for the Universal title. Which is a title reign I completely forgot happened.
I wonder if Carmelo's leg sacked Andrade.
Oh, it had to have. It had to have on that bump. I can't tell you how many times I've accidentally been sacked in the ring.
Man, I used to do it to myself by just throwing drop kicks. That's a good way to get somebody out of the interview when they weren't invited.
Yeah. It's also a good way to give Andrade and Mello something to do.
Mm-hmm.
Good way to get Mello over, and it's also a good way to get Andrade over at the same time.
Well, it's a good way to add some depth to your mid-card as well, as it shouldn't just be, hey, here's the U.S. title. Okay, where's the undercard? How do you branch that out?
Yeah. How can you make me believe that so-and-so can challenge for the U.S. title, you know?
Pete Leeds is coming in and saying Carmelo is boring me. I think there just is a lack of direction with Carmelo right now. I think that's really what's boring, because Carmelo, if he just says the same thing every week and there's no actions behind it, then everything falls flat. But if there's a sense of direction, like when he had something going with Trick, when he had something going with Ilya, when he had that whole like last year in NXT, I mean, that's not a boring Carmelo. But no, I can understand. sad where Pete is coming from this.
You know, because last year it just seemed like as soon as Mello was finished one angle, he was on to the next right away. And right now it does feel like Mello is in some kind of a holding pattern until they give him something meaty.
I'm just going to say this. Put him with Bobby Lashley and bring back MVP. Put him with the Street Profits and B-Fab. And you're off to the races.
I kind of like that because Mello could be that Randy Orton of the group. Randy Orton in Evolution, of course, was the mid-card guy who eventually would go after the main event championship.
And there you go again, always drawing similarities to the nostalgia.
Yeah.
I say you got to let them cook into what they are, because here's the thing. I don't see evolution in this.
Mm-hmm.
I see what could be a modern-day Nation of Domination, something that the people are proactive for. Now, I know this team did not work and in the heel category, but I think you could give them another shot. And I do think, as we see Apollo, I think Apollo could be a great addition to that as well. I'll even throw you a very older nostalgic one. If you remember the original Ring of Honor and Generation Next, I would not hate something along those lines on SmackDown, with Carmelo Hayes being maybe the Alex Shelley of the group. And yes, I know exactly where people could be heading into that one with all the rumors circulating around one Alex Shelley.
Yeah. I wouldn't be opposed to that either. Now, when you said even turning Apollo heel would be great, I'm reminded of when he was a heel a few years back, and I actually enjoyed that heel run. Seeing Baron Corbin doing moves I've never seen him do before, ever. It's kind of refreshing.
It's a good way to reinvent yourself.
Yeah. I mean, if there's one guy who's a master at reinventing himself, it's Baron Corbin.
I wouldn't say that per se. He's done a lot of things.
Yeah.
Whether or not he truly reinvented himself, I don't know. I would say Jericho has reinvented himself.
True.
But, I mean, if you were to do one thing and then eventually go back to what you were doing before, I wouldn't say you reinvented yourself. You're just doing something different. Okay, so he more or less repackaged himself. Would you have said Shorty G was reinventing himself?
No.
No, because he went back to Chad Gable eventually. That's what to me, it's...
Yeah.
Now, had we seen, say, Pete Dunne go as Butch, and he's progressively doing that still in this, I would say, okay, he slightly reinvented himself. But, I mean, he really had to. But that's why I say, like, if I'm really going to people that, like, truly reinvented themselves on the modern day roster, I mean, Bo Dallas, that guy has reinvented himself.
That's a complete reinvention from what he was.
Naomi going from a Funkadactyl to the Glow. That's reinvented.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no going back to what you're doing. I don't know. I just don't think, because like Baron Corbin, I think he's reinvented himself by doing the Happy Corbin and then here.
Yeah.
But he was basically Baron Corbin with a king gimmick when he was King Corbin.
Yeah. And then when he became the GM, he was just Baron Corbin as a GM.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when he did become Happy Corbin and when he became Sad Corbin, I could see how those were reinventions.
Yeah, like I would say Happy Corbin was more of a reinvention simply because he was doing something different, and then what he did next wasn't a step back, it was a step forward.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that move was a step back.
So right now, this Baron Corbin that we're getting there, I would say, I guess not really a reinvention, but more of a reinvigoration of Baron Corbin.
I think right now we're seeing a hybrid version of Baron Corbin.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're seeing a few different of his past gimmicks put together, which let's see what it does. It's too early to tell if this is a repackage or a reinventing, but sometimes you do have to take elements.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Jericho even took elements of himself and kept it. He took all the elements that made Chris Jericho, but did it in subtle different ways, and then added nuances to every character change. Now, there's a nice little attitude adjustment. I hope to God Baron Corbin just starts taking people's moves. Like if they retire, he's just like, mine.
Yeah.
Because like an attitude adjustment works for him.
Even if he threw the angle slam, that would work on it for him too.
Now, I'm going to say this. A lot of people, I know we've seen Austin Theory and John Cena before. I think Austin Theory could benefit from a new move. I wouldn't hate if he adopted the attitude adjustment after John Cena retires.
I could see him doing that,
Especially with how big of an influence John Cena was to him. Looks like Humberto's playing this match a tad safe today.
Mm-hmm.
Clock him. Yeah, there we go.
There we go. No, but when it comes to Baron Corbin and how I feel like he's reinvigorated himself, it's that whole move to NXT really seemed to have changed his demeanor towards wrestling to me. Like it just seems like he's more confident in the ring and everything like that right now.
Oh, just when I thought they were giving the win to Apollo. What an amazing just transition to how Legado could steal that win.
Yeah.
The double distraction. And I don't care what people say. That wing clipper move is solid. I like it.
I do too, actually.
But now, like, here's the question, though. Like, who does Apollo and Baron recruit to even the odds? Because not only would they need a female, they would need another male.
Mm-hmm. How to start a cult?
Oh, this is exactly what I wanted. We can only assume that this is a contract for a championship match at SummerSlam.
I have to assume it's obviously for the U.S. title.
Okay, I'm going to say this because I have an idea, and I think it's amazing. Not because it's my idea, but because I think the comedy in here would be fantastic.
Yeah.
But Pretty Deadly asks Piper Niven and Chelsea Green out to a double date.
I'd be 100% in for those segments.
And then they also are on Pretty Deadly, the musical. Because I can see Pretty Deadly then deciding to use Chelsea Green as a star. And who would not want to see more Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, and Pretty Deadly together?
I kind of want to see Piper Niven do that. Oh God, what the fuck did I get myself into? Kind of look on her face when it comes time for whatever segment she does, you know?
Yep. I'm glad you asked who Piper eats. Gonna leave it at that one. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know. Like, I don't care. How about Elton Prince gets Chelsea? And then there you go. You do it that way.
There we go.
Kit and Piper. I'm wondering. But then again, like, you can do like Prince and Piper, and then you can make a tongue twister out of it.
You do care. I can see you thinking.
Well, I'm just thinking of like the tongue twister, like, you know, that like
the Peter Piper picked that one.
Yeah. Like, I can just see that being a part of the segment. Plus, it'd be a good way of getting, like, maybe Pretty Deadly to do, like, different things as well.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know, it wouldn't just isolate them in a box. Like, you'd be able to see, like, more of what their capabilities are.
Yeah.
There we go.
Promotional packages on sale now for Bad Blood in Atlanta, GA. What if Orton turns on Cody tonight?
I don't think he'll do it tonight. I think that's too obvious. We're in a new era. It's not going to be obvious.
It just, that promo kind of made it feel like it's happening.
Yeah, no, I think happening.
Yeah,
but not happening now.
Yeah.
He said he always has his back. Well, you always have somebody's back when you put a knife in it.
Yep.
I think after SummerSlam, we could get a lot more ideas because if the idea is to go solo with Roman, if Roman is to come back, that leaves Cody open for someone, and you can do that with Randy.
Yeah. But right now, we've got LA Knight in the ring.
Yeah.
With that contract on the mat now.
I'm still saying it's a contract against Logan Paul for the U.S. title.
Yeah.
now is just so we know, I have opened up this to my X account, so just welcoming everyone in on my X account. We are watching Smackdown, the Smackdown Security Details. I'm Chris Parrish, obviously. Chris Best. And we have LA Knight in the ring talking about.
And he's got that contract in hand now.
Yeah, he does.
I bet Logan's not even there.
Now, Pete Leeds is saying, I still am thinking about it. You do not want to know what I think about all the time, Pete. That's just, yeah. You can watch, but you can't have to. You're going to have to explain that a little bit. The sound I hate to hear. What is the sound that you hate to hear?
That was, he said that right as LA Knight was making his way to the ring.
You do not like LA Knight, do you, Pete? What is Barrett doing? The wrong time to have the TV on mute.
So how do you feel about this ESPN guy coming in and being a third commentator with Corey Graves and Wade Barrett?
See, I'm looking at two folds. One, I think you have to kind of hold back the reins on Corey Graves a little bit because you just never know when you're going to want him to do something else. As we've seen kind of be on Raw a little bit when Pat McAfee was a little bit busy taking care of some personal stuff. He's that versatile player. Not to mention, he is cleared. There's still a possibility he could return to the ring in the future. And if he is, this is why I say twofold, you have to find someone that could replace him. So I like it. I like it because you can always add something. And it's one of those things where I'm just going to be patient. I'm going to let it play out. I'm going to have an open mind with it because as much as we maybe don't want to see a change on that end right now, if it happens to be a home run change, we'd be very excited for it. So I'll just wait and see. And then I'll go from there. How about you?
Yeah, I'm taking that same approach too, because when I first heard about it, I'm like, oh man, do we really need 3-man commentary booths again? Then I'm like, well, wait a second. The last time we had 3-man commentary booths was under the Vince era. Hunter may have a different approach to handling 3-man commentary booths. So,
yeah, and again, like we don't know how he is going to translate to WWE. That is always going to be one piece of the coin. But at the same time, he might not have an issue translating and might do very well. So we just have to let things play out. I think the easy thing is there is all the intention to have it be good. So Triple H doesn't make a lot of mistakes, or at least hasn't made a lot of them so far. There's not a lot of things that we're crapping on him about as fans. Right. So again, this is why he has earned my patience as a viewer, as a fan. And that is because of the work he has done thus far.
And one of the things I would want this guy to do coming in from ESPN, his name escapes me right now. Sit down and talk with Michael Cole and learn about the product and how to do commentary, for wrestling.
Well, I mean, from what I understand, he's not new to announcing or commentary. He's just new to WWE.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's done a lot of work with people inside WWE as it is. We also don't know if this guy is somebody who watches the product and already knows about the product.
Actually, I do. I watched an interview. I read an interview with him talking about the job, and he talks about being a fan of the product for as long as he can live,
There you go. So if he knows what he's talking about already, he's not exactly going to look like a fish out of water, right? He's going to look like very well knowledgeable, and again, like broken record here. Just give it time and see, because some of the most well-known people of the business don't know how to describe it when they talk about it, and some people who don't know much about it are just to it. So we have to let them cook. We have to let it play out.
Yeah.
And he's not going to be amazing day one. So let's give it time. Let's open mind. I know we live in 2024 and social media is social media, but guess what? A lot of people, hell, it's half acclaimed that social media is not a real place. So it is what it is. Even though we thank you for tuning in and watching this Smackdown Security Details.
Now, another thing too, this announcer, the announcer from ESPN coming in, is, I read too that he's friends with the guy who's also the head of production for WWE, the guy who took Kevin Dunn's spot.
Well,
who also came from ESPN as well.
Yeah, you have to think there's a lot of continuity and a lot of familiarity with people. The one thing we're going to see moving forward, if we haven't seen a lot of it by now, which we probably have, is that with UFC and WWE pretty much working with each other and working under the same people and all that, we're going to see some familiarity. I butchered that word. But we're going to see that happen, right? We're going to see people like, oh, okay, well, WWE is working with UFC, so there's going to be something about UFC that they've done, or people they work with, that are now going to be an asset to WWE, and we're going to see those changes. So this is one of magnitude because it's the voice of one of their shows. So let this be, because I'm not going to lie, I don't want to see Vic Joseph on Raw and SmackDown because he's making NXT. Like, he is right now he's just the voice of NXT, and right now you got to let that just go.
I'm
He's
kind of
carving out
enjoying
a
Vic
niche.
Joseph's work on NXT right now, so I don't
Yeah,
need him going anywhere.
And here's something I think a lot of people need to kind of look at. There's going to be a time and place where, as we're watching John Cena announce his retirement in 2025, there's going to be a time where Michael Cole takes a step back from the announcing duties as well. Whether it's full-time, whether it's part-time, there's going to be a time eventually. And when it does, who's going to replace that? You're going to need to do that. So being proactive with getting more people on board, that's a plus. And the one thing that that is out there right now is that there's a lot of people developing in NXT at the Performance Center for a wrestler. There's not a lot about the announcers and commentating. So getting a little bit more people in that field can only help the product too. Also, I gotta say this: Naomi and Bayley are friends, right?
Yeah.
Where the hell was she when Bayley was getting beat up by Nia and Tiffany Stratton?
You know what? I was 100% expecting her to make the run out and make the save because Michin couldn't get up and do it. She was beaten up already.
I'm just saying. I mean, if that's your girl, bitch, you just left your girl high and dry. Also, I'm just going to say this. If you're watching on the Chris Parrish X account and you want to get involved in the activities and the chat, do so. We appreciate you coming in and watching the show, but let's be active. Let's have some fun. Even if you just have regular questions. Just, let's have some fun. Oh, that was close.
Yeah.
Naomi, your offense is confusing me.
Yeah, I did not get that run off the ropes. That made no sense to me.
No, I like it when you're a heel, like when Kevin Owens is doing it, and he's running, and he's like, "I'm going to show you the most electric move in sports entertainment," and he just runs and goes back to a headlock or a chin lock. Like that's fine, but something tells me that Blair Davenport was not in the right position, and that was just an on the ball audible, like on the spot audible.
Yeah.
Which heads up, Naomi, awareness 100 right there. Not gonna lie, I thought that was it.
Yeah, me too.
Now I'm kind of thinking Blair's gonna win, and
So I know this is only like Blair's maybe second or third match since coming to the main roster. I'm still unsure if I wanted her to come to the main roster or not.
I don't think she's out of place. I really don't. But I think just like Carmelo, I need to see more substance in what she's doing and what the direction is. Because what I don't like already is Blair Davenport in random spots. I like Blair Davenport in areas where I can get behind it. And I know eventually, like sometimes you just have to start somewhere, and this very well could be the somewhere we start from. But at the end of the day, I just want to see something of substance, because if I don't have a reason to care, then it doesn't matter how cool what you do is.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a couple seconds of saying, ooh, and then I'm just going to be like, but there's something else going on. Like, I need that reason to care.
Yeah. So, like, whether she's in a match where she gets a shot at the title or something like that would be nice to see, right?
Yeah, and in a way, maybe that's why I kind of wish maybe she was in the Money in the Bank ladder match, because it benefits her from getting something. Like, and people could say, like, well, who would you take out? And it would be like, you can have a pick there. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, I don't know. Like, you know, I'm looking at it, but no, I didn't write spit the people. I definitely keep Chelsea. I keep Tiffany in there. Obviously, I had to keep Tiffany. She was the pick to win.
Yeah.
I definitely keep Lyra in. So, like, that's 3 for sure.
I'd probably take Naomi out.
I'd probably take Zoe out, to be quite honest.
Zoe sounds like a better bet because Zoe didn't really have anything going for her either going into that match.
Zoe did do a lot of bumps, though.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Zoe was really good in that match. I might actually have kept her in. She definitely had the one, like, what are you doing with the springboard?
Yeah.
Pete, let's go get that coffee. Go get that cup of Joe. Is it regular or decaf? That's the question. Or do you just like it black? And I'm going to leave that as a coffee question, people. Naomi, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Or maybe I would just expand the match and turn it into a 7-woman or an 8-woman.
No, 7's weird.
Yeah. I kind of like the idea of even numbers in those type of matches.
I like the fact they're simplifying it, to be quite honest.
Mm.
That's something that I think is a step in the right direction. Because you got so many other matches of multiple people, whether it's the Chamber, whether it's the Royal Rumble. If you ever want to bring back the Scramble matches, which please do, that's another one where you can do multiple people.
The Iron Survivor.
That's NXT.
Yeah.
And then you have Queen of the Ring. That's multiple people. Then you have War Games. That's multiple people. If you ever do any Survivor Series traditional matches, whether it's 4-on-4, which is traditional, or the modern day traditional of 5-on-5, either one is multiple.
Crowd's been a bit silent for this one.
I think, well, yeah, and I think that's kind of what we're talking about, though, is like they want to know why they're caring. Now, It's not like they dislike the people in the ring. I don't think that's it at all. I think it's just a matter of why are we into this match? Like, what is the payoff here? What's the reason? And you haven't done much with either one. Now you're putting Naomi in positions to do things, but they're not coming. They're not transitioning or translating into something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and here comes the submission. No, just a pin.
Okay.
You know, I don't hate that because I do want to see Naomi do more.
Yeah, I want to see Naomi pick up more wins too. But I also want to see Blair Davenport pick up some wins.
Yeah, but here's the thing. She's a heel. Does she really need wins? Not necessarily. All she does is she needs to give you the reason to. I think I've always thought it's very important that the heel gives you the reason why. It's the baby face that explains the reason why.
Right.
In feuds. Now, Pete Leeds. Here's something of importance. Pete Leeds is back with a bucket of coffee. Now, why a bucket? I think that is the question that makes the most logical sense to ask. And how big is this bucket? We're getting a match flow from last week's Tag Team Championship match with DIY, who defeated A-Town Down Under to become the new Tag Team Champions.
And who will be defending their tag titles against A-Town Down Under in a rematch tonight.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to say this right away. I think we're going to get some definitive answers about the future of A-Town Down Under tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Or else, why do you do it so quickly? And I think we are set to have Austin Theory versus Grayson Waller at SummerSlam. I believe that. So nice. Titles are so nice.
I'm curious about who DIY's first PLE title defense will be against.
Maybe if the rumors are true. A couple of machine guns.
I would so totally be down for that. Hell, we saw them on SmackDown, but give me the Radicals taking on DIY as well. That'd be a fun match.
Also, who called Gallus versus the Radicals? And you said Radicals. It's Rascals, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I had Chris Benoit on the mind.
That's I mean, anybody else could have been a little bit better on that one.
Well, I'm sorry, but when I'm thinking of Chris's hot wife, Nancy.
I think that's that's different questions. Now. So many different questions. Now, there's a man of 1,000 hold. There's a guy whose best friend was a broom. And then we had Latino Heat. And you're thinking about the guy, some other guy's wife.
Yep.
Best in the nicest of ways. What the hell's wrong with you, man? I know it's hot outside, but you got to get out more. Feel that Latino heat. Pete Leeds, I actually do want to know why it was a bucket and how big this bucket is.
I for some reason imagined a KFC bucket just filled with coffee.
Okay, that won't work because it would soak out.
Yeah.
I'm expecting like one of those metal buckets that you put ice in and then put a few beers in. Yeah. Like the slot bucket. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, please, people, listen to the Dennis Knight, a.k.a. Midian, a.k.a. Phineas Godwin episode of 6 Feet Under with The Undertaker.
I listened to parts of that. He does not hold back.
Oh, God, is it funny in the ways that if you're close to 40 like me, you'd appreciate the old school rude honesty. No, like a word of a lie. We're not asking you to waste your coffee, Pete. We're just asking why a bucket and how big the bucket is. This is the third time we've asked. I'm a patient man. I say that because I have alcohol. But I need to know, man. I'm too curious.
Suckers got to know.
I ain't no sucker, bruh. It's a massive cup, really. Well, now I just feel disappointed. You said bucket. Now we're going massive cup. I feel now you're really saying it's like a teaspoon. Like, it's like, I don't know. Like,
It's a shot glass of coffee.
Yeah. It's a shot of Joe. But is it also regular or decaf? That was another question I asked. Would you like it black? Still a coffee question, people. Don't get twisted. We're also a commercial. This is why a lot of awkward questions are being asked. Well, more personal. It's on TikTok. Why? We're doing a stream right now. We can't go on TikTok.
Yeah, he's trying to whore out his channel now.
Well, I mean, you can check out Pete Leeds on TikTok. Please do. I do. I follow it.
I do too.
Yeah, so. Okay, good. I did not take SummerSlam. I did not choose to work on SummerSlam weekend. Sweet. Oh, that's right. I'm not here for SummerSlam weekend. That's right. I'm on vacation. That'd be why. Because it's on that holiday weekend.
I was going to say, so you'd be able to join us for the PLE patrol, but I totally forgot you were going on your trip there.
I mean, I won't put it. I've been known to do a lot worse.
Mm-hmm.
Pete, I can't put it here. That's what she said. We have Naomi now on our screen. There's a reason to care.
Where did Pretty Deadly go in that whole thing? Because I seen them standing behind Naomi and Jade and Bianca. Then I got a reminder for baseball that covered my screen, so I couldn't see where they went.
To be fair, they were in line. Bianca and Jade said Nick Aldis wasn't here, so they just left. They were waiting for him. Well, Piper and Chelsea just went in the office. They just left. I mean, if the person you're waiting on is not there and you thought they were there, why would you just waste your time standing there?
True.
So, oh my God.
But now it does have me curious about what
Why is Nick Aldis not?
wanted.
Why is Nick Aldis not there? I think this is the big question. Because we're at a SmackDown tonight.
In Worcester, Massachusetts.
Can you say that again, please?
Worcester, Massachusetts.
You have to take a what now?
Massive two shits.
That explains why you can't pronounce that it's in Western Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So,
God, I love those tag titles.
why does nobody put side plates on those things? It is starting to piss me off. Right.
Yeah.
Pretty Deadly went back to the wardrobe. They may have. You got to have proper wardrobe if you want to have a musical. Also, I'm just going to say, look at the gear from A-Town Down Under. What beautiful color choices they decided to use. I mean, it's exactly the same as their counterpoints. You just happen to also add SmackDown Blue to it. Which I'm not mistaken, so did A-Town Down Under.
I'm thinking so too.
No, they did. There's blue on the knee pads of Grayson Walsert. Well, I mean, he has the Australian flag on it, so that's a different story.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that doesn't care about William Shatner anymore?
No, because of the stories I heard about him, he's a complete asshole, so I've lost all respect for him too.
Well, I mean, stories are just stories. I don't know that for sure. But it's just more of a... I just don't care about his acting anymore.
Mm-hmm. No, I know people in the industry who've worked with him, and it's all been bad stories about him.
I mean, finding a good person in Hollywood is it's like finding a very shiny loony in Canada.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
You're always going to get something scratch. You're always going to get some scratches along the way. Now, we're heading into SummerSlam. What are some matches you're hoping get announced for SummerSlam? Because we're, 3 weeks away?
Yeah, I mean, the 2 championship matches have already been officially announced. Nia and Bailey and Gunther and Damian are official now.
So that's 3 matches?
What's the other match that was announced?
No, I'm just...
Oh, Drew and Punk. Drew and Punk might be happening, so...
Well, it's not announced, but...
Yeah.
No, I'm just trying to see if I can mess you up. But no, we obviously know the King and Queen of the Ring winners. And like you said, Nia Jax against Bailey, Gunther against Damian Priest.
I kind of expect that we're going to get Rhea and Liv Morgan announced for the for the PLE as well.
Yeah, and I can assume Solo and Cody will be made official tonight. And then Logan Paul and LA Knight for the US title.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what that contract was, right?
Yeah, and I get a feeling Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn have their rematch at the PL at SummerSlam, maybe.
I still think we get a 4-way with Sheamus and Kaiser being added.
I wouldn't be too opposed to that too, because they've been interjecting themselves during Braun and Sammy's things as well. So the Fatal 4-Way kind of does make sense. Or can we maybe turn that into a 6-pack challenge and add Pete Dunne there? Because Pete Dunne is now having his thing with Sheamus as well.
Well, that
might have been a one-off situation, though.
That'd make 5. Who would be your 6?
That's whatever I'm trying to... Maybe Bronson Reed gets put back into that picture. That's what I like about the Intercontinental title on Raw is the depth of roster just for that mid-card title.
Oh, and you just also added from an earlier thing. You have the Elimination Chamber. That's also multiple people. But and TLC, those matches. But I don't know. Like I'm at the point where I'm willing to wait for after SummerSlam for Bronson Reed and the Intercontinental title.
Mm-hmm.
There's just been too many stops and starts with him. I'm going to ask you a question. Who does KO and Randy Orton face? Because you can't leave those people off the card. Because obviously you're expecting CM Punk and Drew McIntyre in some form. You have to get... I would say you have to do a women's tag title.
Yeah, because... the women's tag belt.
Maybe Bianca and Jade versus Unholy Alliance versus Shayna and Zoe.
Or even Shayna and Sonya or Zoe and Sonya. Whoever of those 3 teaming up.
No, you gotta keep the tag the way it is. Mm-hmm. Speaking of keeping the tags where it is, tag titles are staying where they are, as DIY just picked up a win for A-Town Down Under, and now A-Town Down Under is just in the rear view mirror, as DIY does not Sanford do it yesterday.
But for Randy and KO, I would give them Tama and Tonga, or maybe have them find a third person, and it becomes
Did you say Tama and Tonga?
Yeah. Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga.
There we go. Now it's I think I would I don't know. Whoa.
Oh. Well, that just answered my question about what you do with the bloodline.
Well, we know we needed somebody in the corner of Cody. DIY now could be in that corner. But now I guess the reason is, why is Jacob Fatu dismantling everyone in this tag team title match?
And why is he the only one that's doing it right now?
Well, one, because he can, clearly.
Yeah. But is Jacob maybe laying a claim that he wants a shot at the tag titles, and maybe this is where Talatonga comes in?
See, so that's how you do it. Just saying.
Jacob Fatu is going to be a stud in the business, man.
Mm-hmm. Why I told a lot of people you are opening your eyes to a future world champion here. World champion.
Yep.
Now, what an addition to the bloodline. Or to this version of the bloodline was Jacob Fatu.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to say this. As Solo Sikoa is the guy who ultimately tried to take everything away from Roman Reigns after WrestleMania, do we see Jacob Fatu be the person to try to take everything away from Solo Sikoa?
I was sort of thinking the same thing. Like, what if when this Talatonga guy comes in, what if Jacob Fatu, Tama, and Tonga Loa all take out Solo?
Now, for everyone who doesn't know, Talatonga, who Chris Best is alluding to, will be the name of one Hikuleo, who is signed to WWE, reportedly set to join WWE soon. Now, I have a different theory. I have a feeling we're going to see Hikuleo Talatonga side with the other team. I have a feeling we could see Jimmy Uso come back tonight. And I think Hikuleo Talatonga could join the other side. Because we're talking about what could be a 4-on-4 here. Solo,
right?
Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob Fatu versus Roman, Jimmy, Jay, now Talatonga. I think that could be your 4-on-4.
Mm-hmm. It'd make for a hell of a War Games match.
Yeah. I am going to say I now really do want to go to one of these Dead Man shows, but I still want to know why Taker needs to wear gloves. He just... I don't know. It's either that or, like, I just want to see Taker do a spot in, like, a Sons of Anarchy thing now.
I kind of do too, actually.
Ooh, that could be a nice shirt. Just kind of copy what they do in terms of like the vest.
Mm-hmm.
And then instead of like the motorcycle club, you can just do Taker one man or Dead Man show. Oh, I'm good. And then instead of like their numbers, you can just do his WrestleMania record.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're getting Drew McIntyre returning to Monday Night Raw as he missed last week, as he was suspended indefinitely. Apparently, indefinitely is only 1 week.
Yeah.
But he is there because he's going to be talking with Raw General Manager Adam Pearce, as we are now getting ready to hear from Solo Sikoa. Now, what I've liked about what Solo Sikoa's doing is threefold. One, I love the swagger. I love the confidence that he has. This is the Solo on a microphone that screams main event. Twofold, I love the fact that he is talking about Jimmy Uso, Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns, three people who are rumored to be on an opposing side of him. And the only person that he is not talking down to is Roman Reigns, up until the fact he says he will acknowledge me if he wants to return, which gives you that ego of Solo, who is now believed that he has overpassed or at least surpassed the position of Roman's hitman. And the threefold of why I like this, it's almost creating a distance from the original Bloodline. Just a little bit. It's almost like this is a new Bloodline.
I wonder if we're going to get this thing where each week now the bloodline takes out somebody who's friends with Cody.
I think what we're seeing is Randy Orton slowly getting his reason
to turn on Cody, right?
To turn on Cody, yeah. But what we're also seeing is the dominance of this group, which I think is very important because, one, you want to give them the heat. You want them to accumulate every little thing to be the most evil and just more scary group that there is, to where maybe at SummerSlam we just don't see one return. We can see a few returns, but collectively what we see is a reunion. And I think the reunion could be the original bloodline. And I think that's exactly what we're seeing, because he referenced Roman, he referenced Paul, he referenced Jimmy. The only person he hasn't referenced is Jay. So I'm very curious to see if by chance Jay does get back involved, how? Because he doesn't really currently have anything going on Raw.
No.
So I can actually see Jey Uso not having a match at SummerSlam, because I do think maybe we're seeing something bigger than a match for Jey Uso at SummerSlam. As we have Pete Leeds saying, great end, catch you later. Well, Pete Leeds, we just want to say thank you so much for checking us out here at the Smackdown Security Details. And we hope to see you back next week.
Yeah, Leeds, thank you for tuning in.
But before you leave, and you want to know what we have coming up next week, I say we show them a little video. How about you guys?
Let's do it.
All right. Well, check this out, Pete. Why don't you check out all these shows?
Yeah, that's all the amazing programming we've got right here at Turnbuckle Studios. What do you say we give those socials out there, Parrish?
I don't give out anything, but I do like to share them. So I'll share my shows. As you can see all on the bottom, that is where you can find me. As you saw in the video, you can check out the Chris Parrish Podcast on every Sundays at 12:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, we will have an announcement, as we do have interviews lined up on the Chris Parrish Podcast. So make sure you're checking out this Sunday for who our first one is going to be. This is going to be episode 32, and the first interview will be on episode 34. So it'll be a 2-week notice. Yeah. So make sure you're checking that out. Make sure you follow all these socials, like the YouTube. like the Facebook and the Twitch, but also that X that is where you might see the new home of the Chris Bears podcast. So make sure you're checking that out. Make sure you're checking out my Discord as well, as you see in there, but also make sure that you're checking the Chris Bears podcast live on Spotify, as I want to get that Spotify account going up and running. And also, if by chance you need a little bit of energy boost, check out rogueenergy.com and use the promo code PERISH, PERISH, for that 10% on all orders. Bess, how about you?
All right. You guys can find me at youtube.com at CBS Entertainment, Twitch TV, CBS_Entertainment, threads.net at CBestFilms83, Facebook.com, Chris.Best83, TikTok.com, CBS.Entertainment. Tomorrow night, we will see the return of Saturday Night Gaming and an Uncharted game I have yet to play.
Mm-hmm.
So I know nothing about this next Uncharted game, and I'm excited about it. But on that note, as our fearless leader Carl would once say, the world's a scary place. Take care of each other. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Glad you can check us out here on Friday night for the Smackdown Security Detail.
I'll be there when you're down, when you're losing your ground, till the afterglow, the afterglow. Fading away, you look so great when you gotta shine. One more part of you is gone now, as you keep smiling at the crowd. Pressure is your best enemy, spotlights show what I wanna see. Sometimes it feels like you're under attack, you just can't break free. I'll be there when you're down, when you're losing your ground, till the afterglow, the afterglow. I'll be there when you fall, when you're losing it all. In the afterglow, in the afterglow. Whoa! It all started with the passion. It all sounded like a dream. Remember how you kept on laughing? Now you're trapped in your own skin. The anxiety.